StormWatch number 4, written by Paul Cornell, art by Miguel Sepulveda. We left off last issue with the team pretty much all getting absorbed into the moon creature thing, and Midnighter's the only one left to fight it. This issue picks up with literally a recap of exactly what I just said, and it's Midnighter talking to Projectionist, who is still up on base because she's just controlling the media through the internet, because that's just a thing that we do. And Midnighter's like, okay, so he's this thing, it absorbed all the teammates and it's using all of their powers, which means it's also using Martian Manhunter's telepathy to try to draw me into its mouth, which I'm resisting a little bit, but I don't have all day, so what's the plan? And Projectionist is like, I can give you a teleport out. That's all I got. What do you, I mean, other hero teams are going to be on the way eventually. Like, I'll get them there. And also, we've got another meteor coming down at you, so that could be an issue. And Midnighter's like, no, we don't need no amateur heroes fighting this. Midnighter's got it, the one and only Midnighter. And I think that meteor might just be friendly. And as a thank you, Apollo crashes down to Earth. And he's like, haha, the cavalry. And then we go inside the monster. We see everyone who's in there. And they're all having just like thoughts of like, oh, I wasn't strong enough to get out of this. Except for Harry. Harry, the sword guy. His panel's blank and I don't know why. So at this, there's an unconscious Apollo being carried by Midnighter, and he's like, hey, monster, I'm running towards this barn that's made of complex things that you could absorb, and smashes the barn, and it's like, all right, cool, we've got about, 10 seconds to get up. And he smacks Apollo, and he's like, cool, you run on sunlight left, that's what you need to power you up? And he's like, yeah, but I need days of powering up. And he's like, all right, I'm on it. Hey, Projectionist, you don't know how to do your job properly, do you? She's like, not all of it. She's like, all right, let me see what the controls look like, because one of my powers is I just have an intuitive understanding as to how control systems work, which, okay. And he's like, all right, scroll. Okay, click that thing and say activate in 30 seconds. And she's like, what the fuck? He's like, click the thing and say activate. And Midnighter talks to Apollo, and he's like, do you trust me? He's like, sure. And so he runs away as fast as he can. He's like, all right, 5 seconds. And then the entire satellite angles downwards, and it shoots a beam of super-powered sunlight straight onto Apollo. Apparently it was such a narrow and intense beam that not only did it absorb, or it gave him so much energy to absorb, that the beast isn't going to want to eat him, but also the beast didn't get to absorb any of it for himself. So basically, all right, look, it's not going to want to eat you. You're too rich right now, but all it takes is you using up a little bit of energy for that to not work anymore. So you got one move, and he's like, cool, all right, got it. And he just basically zooms through the monster and frees all the rest of the team. And then immediately the team is right back on task. And there's like, hey, city guy, I'm going to use his actual name, Jack. Jack, you said there was a city down there. Did you talk to it? And it's like, yes, but it was so far gone it thought that I was a dream. And then Harry's like, wait a minute, while we were inside the monster, I thought I heard the name of the city. See if you can call it Alba Umbra. And he's like, I'll give it a shot. I'll be using its name. She'll give me more power. So he reaches down and he tries talking to this invisible buried city thing. And he's like, hey, are you Alba Umbra? And he's like, oh, yes, I was. And he's like, cool. I'm the god of cities. You need to wake up now. And he's like, oh, the monsters, are they back? I had to hide myself because of the monsters. He's like, yeah, they're back. Sorry, wake up, save yourself. And then this city just comes out of the ground. This giant, the best way I can describe it is Atlantean-looking city. Just marble and Roman stuff. And and it's huge. And then, what's his name? The main dude. Jack? No, Jack's the other guy. I don't know. Whoever the main dude is. Adam, that's it. Adam just kind of freezes up. He's like, wait a minute. I think I know that city, but there's these holes in my memory. And he just freezes up, and Engineer okay, Adam's off the table. Alpha Team, you go search for whatever alchemy thing the city was talking about, because that might be able to take down the monster. Beta Team, we're taking down the monster just in case that doesn't work. So they find the alchemy thing. Jenny Quantum's able to activate it herself, and it turns the monster into glass, and everyone is safe, and everyone's all good. And they're like, wow, someone's going to come across a giant buried city and a glass sculpture of a monster, and they're not going to know what the hell to make of it. And they're like, StormWatch, that's what you make of it. So then, emergency teleport door opens up beneath them. They all fall through, and they land back at StormWatch HQ, where this being made of stars shows up, and he's like, hi, I represent the StormWatch Shadow Cabinet. Adam really dropped the ball there at the end, so he's no longer going to be your leader, and it's time for him to die. And that's where we leave off. Honestly, I am so, like, this issue just wrapped it up. It even took the time to say, like, we don't know what that giant horn thing was about, and we still don't know anything about why these monsters came from the moon. But, hey, at least we wrapped up our first arc, and I'm so happy for that, because it was just so much confusion for no reason, and they were just like, all right, well, okay, scrap that other stuff. It doesn't matter right now. We'll get back to it. Just keep it there. Keep it in your mind. But right now, we're just going to lay out the one plot point now that you understand the team better. And I do, and I'm very glad to. I still think Projectionist is the weakest, and that's really sad coming from God of the Cities, but hey, whatever. I'm going to give this one actually a 7. I think the art is very strong. I really like the way everyone looks in it. Very finely detailed. Very well done in that regard. Writing-wise, again, it just wrapped up. It just dropped the unnecessary bits and wrapped it up. If we never get those unnecessary bits back again, I might be a little bit annoyed, but I feel like we will, based off of how the writing went. So, as of now, 7 for StormWatch number 4.